Okay, so volume of a cone, and they give me the volume, they give me a height, and then they want to know the diameter. What jerks? So, all right, this is not easy, so I'm gonna do that right now. I do know one thing. I'm gonna reverse this. Usually we have v equals, then what this is, right? Um, the formula, which is a third times the area of the base times that. You're gonna get in your reference chart. I'm gonna flip this thing over and write it this way. Not flip it over, but just switch it out. Because I know the volume. So I know that's 1/3 times the area of the base times the height equals to 1647. I need to find the area of the base of a cone. Well, a cone looks like this, right? And the base is a circle. So the area of a circle equals to pi r squared. So 1/3 times pi r squared times the height gives me that 1647. Best way to be able to do these problems is just do a bunch of them before you take the test, because they're not even going to ask for r, they're going to ask you for the diameter. So you're going to find r, all right, whatever that is, and then you're going to times 2 when you're done. Over here, the only thing I'm seeing that's double is that's 22, because I have it 11 and I double it to a 22. So for me personally, I'm taking this test, and I don't feel like working all this out because it's a lot of work on this one. I'm just gonna guess 22 and move on, because the r is the r, right, the radius, and then the diameter is twice that. So to say my r is 11, that means my diameter is what? 22. So I'm saying that's my answer. And guess what? That's the answer. I'm just really good at taking tests, but I'm gonna go ahead and work it out. Okay, so I'm gonna get all this mess and I'm gonna move it over here. So what we do is whatever r is, we're gonna leave it alone. Okay? And we're gonna divide this guy by everything we see on this side. So we're gonna divide by 1/3. Just divide it. Don't multiply times 3. Just divide. Whatever's here, you divide by it. We're going to divide by pi, right? So that's taken care of. That's taken care of. And we're going to divide by h, which I know h is what? 13. And I know pi is 3.14, right? Okay, so one thing I do know is that pi is pretty much closer to 3, and 3/3 is just 1. So it's really going to be just 1647 divided by 13, and I'm going to get pretty close to 11. Check this out. 1647 divided by 13, and I'm getting that guy. But then it's r squared, so I get the square root of that. 23, and it's pretty close. So anyway, well, it's r, but okay, so let's just go back and work it out. Because it is pi. So I'm going to get 1647 divided by 13 and pi, and then divided by 1/3. So let's go ahead and do that with a calculator. So we're going to the calculator. Let's see what we get out of that. 1647. Oh, I missed that 6. 1647 divided by parentheses. I'm going to do a bunch of things here. Divided by 1/3 times that pi. Where is pi here? Usually pi is here somewhere. Pi times 13. I'm getting 120. Okay, so this thing here. The whole thing, though, I know it gets some nerves, didn't make sense a little while ago, will be square rooted. Square root of 120.9, so I can say 121. Get it? And I get what? 11. So my radius is going to be what then? My radius is 11, which means my diameter is 22, and that's my answer. If you got this, great. If you didn't, don't worry about it. Out of the 40 questions, this is the one you're going to be allowed to miss. I would have to literally be your teacher at some point and go over a problem like this slowly, because this is one of the harder questions on the state test. Only because I've taught this with my regular geometry students at the high school level for years, and it's a tough one.